In this video, I'm going to go over a few example problems that are similar to the Ready, Set, Go problems that come after task 5.3. In the Ready, we're going to talk about the slope, so finding the slope. The slope, remember, is a measure of the steepness of a line. We have a couple increasing slopes. Some are more flat and some are more steep. We have decreasing slopes that are more flat or more steep. And to find the slope, remember you're finding the rise and the run, or the change in y over the change in x. So the change in y over the change in x. This one changes in y, so a vertical change is going up 4. And the change in x is the horizontal change, it's going over 1. So it reduces to the slope being 4. So 4 over 1 equals 4. So let's find the slope. So the slope, remember, is the change in y over the change in x. To find the change in y, we can subtract y2 minus y1, and the change in x will be x2 minus x1. So we have the structure here, and we'll just substitute the coordinates in the correct place. So you can see how we had y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. The numerator equals 2 and the denominator equals 8. So we'll simplify that and get 1 over 4. Let's look at that on the coordinate plane. The change in y was up 2 and then it ran over 8. So the change in x was 8. So that simplifies to up 1 and over 4. You can do that twice. Up 1 over 4, then up 1 and over 4 to get to your next point. Let's take a look at another example. Here we have -2, 5, and 0, -4. Now we have the structure set up for the slope formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 and x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And we substitute those values. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And we have -9 in the numerator, 2 in the denominator. So we have our line that we're graphing. Shows you go down 9 over 2. Right, in the set, let's look at right angles. So right angles are made by opposite reciprocals. Today in class you discovered that perpendicular lines are made from opposite reciprocal slopes. If you take a slope triangle of a line and rotate it 90 degrees, the new line will cross at this right angle. So let's take a look at this triangle. Let's see if AC is perpendicular to CB. So let's find the slope. The slope of CA is 4 over 3, because the vertical change is 4, it goes up 4 and over 3. For CB, the slope is -3, 4. You go down 3 and to the right 4. These are opposite reciprocals. They're opposite because one is positive and one is negative. They're reciprocals because the fraction has been flipped. In the Go, you're going to be reviewing the finding of the distance and the midpoint. So let's take a look at question 15. What's the distance between Duke University and NC State? Well, Duke is at the point 3, 7, and NC State is at 7, -9. We'll use the distance formula and substitute in the values. X sub 2 is 7, and x sub 1 is this 3. Y sub 2 is -9, and y sub 1 is 7. We substitute those values, and the first thing we'll do is we'll simplify what's inside each set of parentheses. So now we have the square root of 4 squared plus -16 squared. Now we'll go ahead and square 4 and square -16. So 4 squared was 16 and -16 squared was 256. We'll add 16 and 256 and then take the square root, and we know that the answer is 16.49. Questions 18 and 19 ask you to find the midpoint. The midpoint formula, x sub 1 plus x sub 2 divided by 2, and y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. Remember, when you're finding the midpoint, you're finding a point, an ordered pair, that point that's right in the middle. For a review on how to use this formula, you can watch the Ready, Set, Go video from task 5.2. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.